Today's sermon includes references to this week's shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church and School in Minneapolis. If this is a sensitive topic for you, I invite you to take care of yourselves. If you're worshiping with us online, maybe turn off your sound, go get yourself a second cup of coffee, come back when you're sure the sermon is over. For those of us present, I invite you to take a little walk in the courtyard. I invite you take out your phone and read if that's something that you need to do. Please take care of yourselves as seems best to you. The Holy Gospel according to Luke, the 14th chapter. Glory to you, Lord. On one occasion, when Jesus was going to the house of a leader of the Pharisees to eat a meal on the Sabbath, they were watching him closely. When he noticed how the guests chose the places of honor, he told them a parable. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not sit down at the place of honor, in case someone more distinguished than you has been invited by your host. And the host who invited both of you may come and say to you, give this person your place. And then in disgrace, you would start to take the lowest place. But when you are invited, go and sit down at the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he may say to you, friend, move up higher. Then you will be honored in the presence of all who sit at the table with you. For all who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. He said also to the one who had invited him, when you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers and sisters or your relatives or rich neighbors, in case they may invite you in return, and you would be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. Last week, I received a fair amount of hard news concerning many different people and many different circumstances. Thursday morning, everything came to a head with sucker punch after sucker punch, a new blow hitting every half hour. But around noon, I saw something that completely gutted me. I picked up my cell phone, and there in the suggested articles for me to read was a headline from ABC News. Girl shot in head at Minneapolis school, asked bystander, please, just hold my hand. As a veteran teacher of almost 20 years, I can't tell you how many times I have received intruder training, how many times I have worried and wondered, how would I run, hide, fight, the prescribed protocol for dealing with a school shooter? I asked myself that in my own classrooms, of course, but also in the hallways, in the bathrooms, in the cafeteria. I've had to give intruder training myself to hundreds of students, each time telling them, we share this information not to scare you, but to prepare you. But it doesn't matter. You can tell from their 1,000-yard stare, they're already dissociating because they know. It could be the boy who sits across from them in chemistry class, the one whose dad's guns aren't locked up, who tries it next. It could be their friend's blood seeping into the carpet next to them in the library. It could be their mom weeping on national TV. This morning, we read in the letter to the Hebrews, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers. When we hear the word hospitality, we might think of the hospitality industry, whether swanky hotel lodgings with plush pillows and complimentary drinks, to the other end of the spectrum, a seedy roadside stop with sticky bathroom floors and threadbare towels. Or we might associate hospitality with major blowout events, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter for all 51 of our family members. But showing hospitality can be a lot plainer, a lot more humble than that. Hospitality can look simply like accompanying a terrified little girl who asks, "Please, just hold my hand." We continue a little further in the reading from Hebrews and we see, "Remember those who are in prison, as though you were in prison with them. Those who are being tortured, as though you yourselves were being tortured." I'm not personally aware of any members of St. Mark's who have recently been fitted for an ankle monitor, but I do know that many of us can name friends or family or count ourselves among those who are imprisoned, chained by addictions, bound by mental illness, with old traumas keeping us under lock and key. And to the best of my knowledge, no one here has been subject to water torture, but if we extend our definition of torment to include abuse, domestic violence, grief, well, that's another matter. Maybe our friends' few too many beers have hit the point of making them a danger to themselves as well as others. Maybe we just don't know what to say to our sister who still won't leave despite everything her husband has done to her. But we can remember them. We can accompany them. We can be present to them. Please, just hold my hand. In this morning's reading from Luke, at first glance, Jesus seems to be playing the role of the world's most awkward mismanners. Guests should present themselves as humble in order to receive honor. Hosts are not to throw parties for the best business and social contacts, but to remember and invite society's forgotten. But this text is about a lot more than salad forks and napkin rings. With a second look, maybe we start to read between the lines. What if we extend Jesus' words to go beyond the context of a dinner party? What if, in an important work meeting, we let others share their ideas first? In gym class, what if we purposely choose for our team the kid who's always picked last? What if we deliberately stand in the checkout line that has a trainee, allowing them all the time they need to find that code for the pears? Yes, Jesus calls us to acts like these and much more. But if we go even deeper into the reading, we discover that Jesus isn't just offering a lesson in etiquette or even one in human kindness. Jesus is giving us a portrait of himself. Jesus is the one who voluntarily takes the lowest place, always, in choosing to be born in a barn, willingly living in a poor, obscure village in Galilee, giving up what little security he has to become an itinerant rabbi, washing his disciples' feet, accepting a slave's execution by crucifixion. Jesus, truly God and truly human, knows better than anyone else in human history what it means to go and sit down at the lowest place. And Jesus is the one giving out dinner invitations to the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. He is the one hosting the ultimate feast for which no one can ever repay him. And he doesn't just offer this wedding banquet once, but every time we gather to feast on his body and blood in communion together. Because, as the author of Hebrews says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. And because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever, Jesus is still in the lowest place. And he invites us to join him, watching alongside the lonely patient in the ICU, weeping for the starving children of Gaza, standing beside that little girl with a gunshot wound to her head, asking, please, just hold my hand. This church, this community, this occasion is one that is holding a lot of grief. This congregation has mourned 6 deaths in 6 months, on top of surgeries, illnesses, and problems of all kinds. We're going through a lot. But no matter how rotten the headlines, no matter how bad of a day we're having, no matter what kind of chaos is going on within us and around us, we have the promise of God. I will never leave you or forsake you. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can anyone do to me? By the grace of God, almost everyone has 2 hands. So when we encounter those in our lives who ask us, please, just hold my hand, we can gently wrap our fingers around theirs in solidarity and accompaniment. And to sustain ourselves, we count on Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever, the one who goes and sits in the lowest place. And we can reach out our other hand, searching for his nail-scarred one. And we can pray to him, please, just hold my hand. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home. Amen.